Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Cho. We are back with another CO and Crystal of Atlan banger. In this video, we are gonna go over everything you need to know when you get to level 60, everything you need to know, like what to do, how to gear up, how to increase your nullification. 5,000 is the goal, and I'm gonna teach you how to. I'm gonna teach you how to get there. Okay. All right. Let's go. So you just got your character to level 60. All right. What do I do now? That is the question. All right. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what to do. The game is gonna introduce you to the void system, right? It's gonna introduce you to this right here. And you're gonna see this screen and you're gonna be like, okay, this looks intense, right? And what this is this is like a nice guide to get you to 3,000 nullification, right? So this, like, you do these dungeons and it gets you a little bit of gear, right? You do this one. Once you do this one time, don't do it again. Do Ravine. Once you do Ravine, okay, now do Valley. Once you do Valley, you're gonna do Valley and you're gonna do Nest on the daily, okay? You're not really gonna do this on the daily. You only do this to get these. These are your hyper engravings. You need these to craft gear, right? So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go to your gear. You're gonna wanna craft. Okay, this is when you start getting nullification, right? So, well, I guess not in your weapon. There you go. So you get 250 on your helmet, right, to start, and then once you evolve it, then you get 560, right? So you're gonna want to start by crafting these, okay? And then each piece you can craft. See these hyper engravings? They come from that, you know, second void dungeon, right? And you can do that as many times as you want and it'll drop. Okay, in order to craft them, you need hyper engravings and you need these void gear blueprints. Now, the void gear blueprints, you can get there in a few ways. The easiest way that I could show you how to get there is to click the void print and void store. Boom, you are there. It takes you at close to Jom, okay? And then once you touch him, then you're gonna go to the void store. But also, if you just talk to Jom, void store is always on the bottom here. You can click it like that as well, okay? And the void gear blueprints are here for 10,000. Now, once you get to level 60 or level 55, because you only need to be level 55 to do this, you're going to have access to get these blueprints. Buy as many as 8 of them right off the bat, because you're gonna need them, right? And then start crafting away. And then what you're gonna notice is that once you craft these, right, these, the ultra engravings and the actual helmet is all you need to craft to level 55. See what I'm saying? So level 55 epic. So level 55 rare gets you 250 nullification. 255 epic gets you 560 nullification. Once all of your gear is epic, even if it's level 55, you're gonna have plenty of nullification. All right, you said Chovy, for crafting level 55 items, do we use necessary materials for level 60 gear? So that's a good question. The reason why I'm telling you about this is because the stuff that you're using, you're not gonna use it to craft anything else. So you don't use hyper engravings for anything else except crafting level 55 rare gear. Also, you don't use gear blueprints for anything else. So you want to use these here, because once you are finding your gear, you're gonna find that these are obsolete. You're not gonna use these no more. You're not going to, like, you're not gonna do anything with these anymore. So getting the level 55 rare gear is a great way to increase your nullification so that you can do the other voids so that you can start getting your gear. Now, here, I'll recover some of my energy so that you guys are able to see. Once you once you craft a few pieces, you're gonna realize like, okay, I did Void Realm. Okay, remember, Ravine is what you're gonna want to do to level up. It gives you 1,000,000 XP. Okay, so you're gonna do this a few times to level up your character to level 60. Okay, nothing else gives you as much XP, right? And you can do this a few times. So that's what you're gonna be doing once you're 55, trying to get to 60. And getting to 60 is super important because then you get access to account energy. Your energy is gonna look like this. And then once you get to level 60, you're gonna have account energy and you get like 800 of that, right? So yeah, Valley is, you need 2,000 nullification to get into Valley. So when you're doing Ravine, getting to 60, you're going to end up getting enough hyper engravings to get your nullification to 2,000 so that you can do Valley. Now, I added energy so that you guys can see when you do Valley drops gear that you like, the best gear in the game that you're gonna need, that you're gonna run with in game. You see what I'm saying? So it has your Starfall sword, has your Hex blade, it has your Azura Knight 5-piece set, right? It has your accessory 3-piece set. It's got the gear that you're going to need, that you're gonna end up going to end game with. Like, this is the gear, like once you get the Azura Knight helmet, right? The helmet is what you're gonna use to level up to get your first piece of level 60 Epic 2 gear, for example, right? And this gear, I have what, 680 nullification from this. It's ridiculous. At this point, you don't care about nullification, but you see what the pattern is here, right? You do the Void first, the Void Realm, to get your engravings to craft your Void set of gear, and then you do Valley, right, to get these ultra engravings, which is what you need to level up your gear from rare to epic, right? So this gets you the nullification 3,000, and then doing Valley and doing Nest, your drops will be drops that you need like to maximize your character. So then you're gonna start, you know, getting sets, and you're just like, okay, I need my 5 set of Azura Knight gear, I need my, you know, accessory set, I need your, you definitely need your weapon, right? Because after you do this, everything is going to be revolved around your weapon, and I'll explain that as well. What about the Abyssal Dungeon? Do we have to do it daily? What do we get from that? So you do this. So once you're at 3,000 nullification, in order to maximize your gear, you're going to do Nest once a day, 3 times a week. You're going to do Valley once a day, 3 times a week. Once you do Nest, right? The daily rewards, even though it shows here that I have access to it, I've already did my Nest, so I don't have access to these rewards. So you only have access to them 1 time a day. So you're not going to spend too much energy here as far as getting gear, right? Most of your energy is going to go to Abyssal Purgatory, right? Now, the great thing about Abyssal Purgatory is that Abyssal Purgatory has a few things. It has a prayer system. I'm going to emphasize this. For the prayer system, please get your weapon first, okay? So the prayer system uses these Abyss Desiriums, and what it does is you pray that you get the weapon that you want when an epic drops, okay? You're gonna notice that when you're fighting this boss, it has this little bar here. This right here is your mercy bar, okay? So what this is telling you is you can run Abyssal Purgatory all the way up to when this ball sphere kind of like lights up fully, and then when it lights up fully, you're gonna guarantee get a piece of epic gear. Now, what piece you get is random, right? But if you're praying for a certain piece of gear, then your chances of getting that piece of gear increases depending on how many of these purple things you put in. For example, let's say I decide to put in another one, then it's going to increase it by another 0.2. So here, I just increased it. Now there's a 0.4 chance that I'll get it, aside from another piece of epic gear. You know what I mean? These abyss, so you gotta, there's a couple way to get these abysses. For one, you could buy them here in the void store, right? These are 80,000. Okay, don't buy these. I made the mistake of buying these when I first got to level 55. So here's me telling you, don't buy these. I made the mistake. I bought only a few, I think I bought 10. And no, I bought 6 or 7. I spent quite a bit. I had a lot of what I thought was a lot of money, but don't buy these, right? They are actually sold in the auction house under materials at a cheaper price. So if you're going to buy them here. Everybody sells these for 50,000. That's 30,000 less. Okay, if you're going to buy these, buy them here. Now, do you want to buy these? Not really, because what's going to happen is that you're going to end up, once you start following what I'm telling you about getting this gear, you're going to start getting a lot of different gears, right? So what's going to happen is that you're going to end up getting a helmet, right? You're going to get this Azure Knight helmet. Now, let's say you get a helmet from a different class, right? And it's better than your initial void gear. Hear me now, equip the different gear from another class, right? So let's say you're a berserker, but you get my Azure Knight helmet. Equip the Azure Knight helmet until you get the equipment for your class, because this is going to increase your nullification by 580, allowing you to do more stuff. And you want to do more stuff. Your ultimate goal is to get your full set of gear, but your side goal is to get your nullification up, right? So if you end up getting a piece of gear that's not optimal for your slot, but you don't have the gear that's optimal for your slot, just equip it. Now let's say you get a Zero Knight helmet, but you have another class's gear in that slot, so you don't need both pieces, right? What you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up going to your inventory, and you're going to end up dismantling that piece of gear, right? When you dismantle an epic piece of gear, right, that's dropped for you, it's going to drop one of these, I always forget what they're called. It's going to drop one of these desiriums for you, right? And then you could take that desirium. Oh, you know what? It stems from the root word desire. That's funny because it's a prayer system. You desire, desirium. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, you're going to go back to the purgatory. You're going to go back to your prayer system, and you're going to add the desirium to the prayer, right? Now, can you change the item that you're praying for? Let's say you get the sword and you get it from one of the void quests, right? And you don't need to pray for it anymore. All you do is go to a different piece of gear, right? Click the prayer. Click the middle, unequip, click this, click the slot, boom. I'm now praying for something else. You see what I'm saying? It's still going to use the same number of desirums that you were using before. Unfortunately, once you put desirums in the prayer system, you lost them. Consider them gone, right? So they don't go away until you pull the item that you want. That's why these are so good, right? As long as I keep doing Abyssal Purgatory, my desirums are gonna stay here, and they're gonna keep going towards my gear until I get it. And then once I get it, it's gonna go away. Just do your Abyssal Purgatories. Abyssal Purgatory is super easy, right? It's gonna get to the point where you just one-shot everything. Right? If you see that it's purple on the ground, see the purple on the ground? That means that an epic didn't drop Yep, so you see the yellow? So the second thing you're looking for is the type of boss. So if it drops the same looking boss as the purple one, then you're not gonna it's not gonna drop what you prayed for. So when you're praying for a piece of gear, literally a different boss is going to drop, kind of like a smaller, skinnier one. That one is going to be the boss that you're gonna get, and that's how you know that you're gonna get what you prayed for. If you don't get what you prayed for, then you get a piece of gear like this. Yo, I just got a ring for my Mistrix class, right? So I could literally just disenchant this, add this to my prayer, or I could transfer this to my Mistrix if she's missing, you know, gear. Then that's what's cool about making multiple characters and, you know, getting gear for multiple classes, right? Because you're gonna get a lot of gear for different classes. Now I'm gonna recommend something when getting gear and transferring. All right, transferring is expensive, okay? So when you're transferring gear, would I ever recommend that you transfer a ring? No. Okay, I'm gonna say no. Even though the ring is pretty good and pretty necessary, it is one of the pieces to your 3-piece accessory set, which is very important. So I'm not saying it's not important, but the absolute most important thing your character needs to be a character is the weapon. Okay, so increasing the weapon is what you're looking for. If you follow everything that I'm telling you about the abyssals, about the voids, you're gonna notice that it's only gonna take you a few days to get your character to 5,000 nullification. Once your character reaches 5,000 nullification, you don't care about nullification no more. You're done with nullification and you want to switch over to power. Okay, power is what you care about. And you guys saw my guide about how to get to 50,000 power. Power is going to be king. Power is going to be like what people are looking for when you you know, when you're trying to get hex chest dungeons or trying to do you know, queen coronation runs or anything like that. So that's what you're looking for. Once you get to the point to where you have your 50,000 nullification, then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take your weapon and enhance it as far as it can go. Understand me, do not do everything, do not, trust me, do not lift up your class. Like, don't be that person that goes, I'm gonna do my weapon to plus 13, I've run my gear plus 13, and then I'm gonna do my weapon to plus 14, and then I'm gonna do everything plus 14, and then I'm gonna do my weapon plus 15, and then I'm gonna do everything plus 15, and then I'm gonna do my weapon plus 16. Do not be that person, okay? Because most of your power determination is gonna come from your weapon, right? Your gear being at plus 13, which mine already is literally high enough to be to literally do any dungeon, but my damage is because my weapon's at plus 18. And when you're comparing a plus 18 weapon to a plus 14 or plus 13, damage is not comparable, you know what I'm saying? And the system is designed that way. What do I mean? So what I mean is that in order for me to enhance this weapon to plus 18, it requires my codex to be 150, which is what it's at right now, right? You're going to need to increase your codex in order to increase your weapon further. In order to increase your codex, you're going to need to increase your enhance your other gear. You see what I'm saying? So enhancing your gear is going to be necessary, but it's going to be necessary to enhance your weapon. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying focus on the weapon, because the game focuses on everything else for you. You're not going to be able to do your weapon higher. It's going to require you to enhance your gear. Then once you get your gear high enough, then take your weapon even higher, just until it can't go no more. Are things like circuits and outfits needed? Absolutely. So you get, so there's a set bonus you get from outfits, right? But let me say this, let me say this. Let's say you can't get the best outfits, because outfits are something that you get in the gacha. But let's say you're not as lucky, or you can only get a few. Like me, I haven't gone for all of them. I'm still missing two epics myself, right? That's fine. You know, the set bonus you get from your outfits, you actually get it for the lower as well, or the rare set as well. It's not as good as the epic, but it's not bad either. You see what I'm saying? Combat insignias, which a lot of people don't even know this is here. Okay, your gear has insignias, your outfit has insignias, right? And to get these insignias for your outfit, the only place you can get these from is actually from the shop. Okay, so you're gonna go here, you're gonna go to summon, and you're gonna go to item. Okay, now these little points you get from summoning, one of the first places you want to spend it is getting these Magic Blade Scarlet Insignia bags. What I recommend is, if you are just doing these, fill your slots, right? Literally, you can get 3 insignias right here just for 45, or you could choose one for 40. Okay, if you already know what specific build you want, go ahead and grab the selection, right? And then you can choose one of the insignias, whichever one you want, right? Why do I say choose? These are the options that you have to choose from. This is pretty much what build are you doing? What move do you want to focus on as far as damage, right? Because what this does is this increases a level of one of your skills, and increasing the level of your skills becomes important to maximizing your damage. But that's a whole different conversation, right? But you definitely need to do this. I recommend starting with these, and then once you know what build you want to do, then you get these and get the specific ones that you want. But just having these increases your overall power, increases one of these moves with level, you're going to use them all. But for example, for Magic Blade, maxing out Blinding Silhouette is huge, because Blinding Silhouette becomes our most damaging skill, because it's the skill that resets over and over. So Blinding Silhouette, what it does is once you activate it, you then activate it 2 more times, right? But then if you do 2 skills in between your Blind Silhouette, you can then reset your Blind Silhouette, activating it 3 more times, so that you just keep activating it as a Magic Blade. And that's how your damage just goes insane as a Magic Blade, because you're doing Blinding Silhouette so many times. And if you take this into the training, you'll realize that in your combos, your Blinding Silhouette does more damage than even your ult. So it's like, oh crap, you mean my Blinding Silhouette does that much damage? Well, that's when you're just gonna max out Blinding Silhouette so that you can max out your damage, right? So that's how that works. I think that's gonna be it. Great for an intermediate video. I left you guys with some gems that I'm going to explain in my advanced video, but hopefully you enjoyed, learned a lot. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, letting me know anything that you want me to go over, anything that you want me to dive into, anything that you want me to, like, if you feel like I'm not sure, like, dive into it so that I can explain it in a future video. Or if there's something that I'm missing, please let me know. The more info, the better. Yeah, man, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe. Head over to Twitch, follow Chovio6, where I do stream 3 or 4 times a week. See you there.